Peace, God.
Peace to the God.
How you, God?
I'm studying 120 right now. Call me back at the God hour.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yo.
I'm the eldest son.
Oh man, it's over. It's very, very sad.
That's it.
Are you talking about the Celtics or what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know, I'm just a dumb Knicks fan with not too much hardware, and they got all their banners up in that TD garden, but I feel pretty good about them having to give away the Bob Cousy Award and give away the Larry Bird Trophy to the Miami Heat
on their floor.
Oh my God, that's amazing! I didn't even think of that.
Yeah,
on their floor.
yeah.
It's amazing.
Fuck those leprechauns.
I think that was the best outcome for all of us, right? As Nick and Net fans.
Oh yeah,
The job's not
Just
done
like
yet.
Miami-
this whole playoffs after the Nets got eliminated has been like a porno for Nets fans.
That is true. But the job is not done yet. Yeah. So we got the finals here starting Thursday, and not the sexiest, finals, right? I mean, not what the league wanted, but it'll be some good basketball, right?
Absolutely, for sure.
We just need the Nuggies to finish the job here.
Who do you think Silver wanted? Obviously,
Lakers.
Talking about
Celtics.
when the playoffs first started, you think it's still Lakers Boston?
Oh man.
Yeah, you could probably throw Golden State in there. Golden State, Lakers, Boston,
Probably.
maybe Milwaukee, the Knicks, probably.
Milwaukee.
Probably,
Knicks,
yeah. I think, yeah. Knicks or Celtics, right? I mean, if you're going by like fan bases and Knicks, Celtics, Lakers, Warriors got the biggest.
Milwaukee has a small market, but they probably have the biggest star. But yeah, probably a dream scenario would have been to get the Knicks and Lakers or Knicks and Golden State in there.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Just from a market perspective, superstar wise, you got to think like having LeBron or Steph Curry in there is probably number one goal.
yeah,
And then probably on the East, maybe getting Giannis or Embiid.
for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, you could make an argument. The Joker, Nikola Jokic, he's the best player on the planet. So, but I bet if you ask casuals, like if I asked, no offense, if I asked my wife, if she knows who Nikola Jokic is, she'd probably
the girlfriend test.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like if you ask a casual, like Paul,
He doesn't pass.
or Paul Juice, like do any of your do your nephews know who the Joker is? Probably, right? Or maybe not.
Yeah. He knows Jokic.
Okay,
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Drew knows the Joker. But I think his first jersey was Steph.
Right.
That's all he wore. Curry.
Bill Simmons sent his wife, you mentioned on the pod, he sent his wife and her friends out to a Lakers-Nuggets game when they were in LA for this recent playoff series. And then they didn't know who he was, but they came back, they were raving about how fun he is to watch.
Oh, so much fun. Yeah.
He's not a household name, and they play in Denver, so nobody watches the games.
Right.
But he's I think you're right, he's probably the best player in the league.
Yeah.
And it's just going to get bigger and bigger after the finals when they win.
Right now, isn't it? I think at this point, especially if they win the title, isn't it kind of undisputed? Like he'll have won 2 MVPs. He was probably the MVP this year, but they didn't vote for him because it was the third time in a row, and I kind of get that argument. I kind of don't. And then now he'd be the champion, and probably Finals MVP at that point. Like I don't know, like at that point,
he's doing it. And he's doing it with the
it.
team he was drafted by, and he didn't team up with multiple superstars.
Right.
It's the Denver's not a super team by any stretch. Murray is a star, but
I mean, he was drafted during a Taco Bell commercial.
I love that.
That's amazing.
I love that. Yeah, that's been circulating a lot lately. And yeah, I mean, not only is he Serbian, he's got broken English. He's not the best looking guy. Just kind of puts his head down, does his job, and yeah, man. But what he's doing is, I mean, the last 3 years, right? It's historic. It's pretty amazing.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. Back to Boston. How did they lose? This is why I'm glad I really have curtailed my gambling. I really kind of stopped.
Me too.
I'll start up again. I'll get into it again during the NFL season, but I'm glad I didn't have any money on that. But how does Boston lose coming back from down 3-0 and the way they won Game 6?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's got to be so deflating for Miami. How do they come back and then they just lay an egg? I mean, they got the doors blown off last night.
I agree. I was shocked, but do you think it was a lot to do with the Tatum injury? It just deflated it all.
I think that's somewhat. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I heard Brogdon after the game. He's like, I don't know, we were kind of tight, which I was very surprised by because when you were down 3-0 and it's 3-3, like no one thought you were going to be in this thing. I guess at 3-3 at that point, now you're the favorite again, but I don't know how you come out of that in tight after what you just went through.
Well, that guy, that Brogdon,
he's hurt.
What happened to him?
He's like a torn tendon in his elbow.
Okay. Yeah, because he was nothing.
Hurt.
He did nothing these playoffs.
Nothing.
But my favorite thing about the Celtics after the game is their entire rotation has had an excuse. Like Tatum sprained his ankle.
Oh, I know.
Robert Williams had like a stomach bug. Jaylen Brown has like a ligament tear. Okay, guys, we get it.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of excuses. But maybe I didn't think about it hard enough, right? Because you think, okay, Miami Heat is deflated after that Game 6. They lost at the buzzer. How are they ever going to do it? But come to think of it, like they should have wrapped up the series in 6 games, and more than 6 games. They should have wrapped it up and probably swept, right?
Yeah.
And they pretty much beat them up the entire series. And think about it, Miami only won one. They won 3 times in TD Garden.
Yeah,
they only won 1 game at home.
Remarkable.
So I think all the pressure may have been the other way. It might have been on the Celtics, whereas the Heat are like, all right, listen, Game 7, and they were here last year. I love that Jimmy Butler quote, and we could tie it into Succession later.
Yeah.
But he was just like, you get the same test until you pass it, right? So they were there again. Maybe they were just like, no pressure. Let's come out here and ball. And I'm just shocked that I think the way the Celtics lost by getting blown out and embarrassed on their home court,
that was great.
Some people are going to lose their jobs or get traded.
100%.
Yeah,
they're gonna be active this offseason.
Because if you have Jaylen Brown committing 8 turnovers in the game,
he can't dribble.
Yeah, he's an awful dribbler. It's comical. It's worse than Randall.
How are you going to give that guy 295 or whatever?
Yeah.
So I did a little math earlier. So he's due 295, and the year after that, Tatum's due 318.
Oh God.
So if you average those out, let's say you round them off. It escalates every year, but let's say you round them off at about 60 apiece. If the cap spikes, you're going to have like $30 million in space for 9 roster spots. The way it's going, like a marginal rotation guy is going to get 20-something million. So I don't think it's possible to really field a competitive roster at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I could be wrong, but do you guys see it that way or?
No. And what's already, not good for the Celtics is Jaylen Brown, low key probably wants out anyway. Right. Regardless of how this went down, he was already kind of making the chirps and yeah, I'm kind of like, I think, a few pods ago we were talking about this, and I was like, oh, Jaylen would be my top get for the Knicks this offseason. But I don't know. He's got a little Kyrie in him. Like,
I've been saying.
Adam's
I don't
been saying,
know about the Donda Bros.
Yeah.
The Donda Bros. I'm staying away.
There's the pic. There's the pic of him, Kyrie, and Kanye just in a fucking parking lot. Like, what? Like, what?
He looked like the entire game he didn't want to be there. It looked like he was soulless.
I know. And yeah, the dribble, like, last thing we want, can you imagine we get Jaylen Brown, we trade like half the team, and it's Brown, Brunson, and Randall. Can you imagine Brown and Randall both just dribbling into guys all year? we'd go fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I can't envision them paying $295 for that guy. Like you pay $295 for Joker, you pay $295 for Giannis, people like that, but not Jaylen Brown. Like Jaylen Brown's not taking you to the. I mean, with Tatum, he can't take you to the finals.
Right. It's crazy. He was second team All NBA, right? Or third team.
He was that high?
Was he second or third? Anyone?
I think he was second.
Okay.
Wow.
But even so, even if he was third team, the fact that you're right, like he's never carried his own team, like he's never had his own team. So like to give him that is kind of crazy. Like I'd love to see him on his own team, and it's probably going to happen. You know, someone's going to pay him,
and then
right?
The flip side is like Tatum and Brown, 26 and 25 years old.
In their prime.
Yeah.
In their prime. And they basically go to the conference finals every year. You got to think if you just keep them together, like they're bound to break through, right? Eventually, maybe?
I think so. But yeah, but the money part makes it hard. Yeah. So I don't know how they make this work. It's gonna be interesting. But
I think they're gonna move on from Smart.
Really? I think he's like the heart and soul of that team.
I think so too, but I don't know, there's something. Isn't he a free agent coming up this year?
Is he?
Pretty sure.
I mean, I've always kind of low key wanted him, you know, on the Knicks.
No, yeah.
I think he's a perfect fit there, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure. But
they're gonna make some type of changes though. They can't keep, you know, the same squad this year.
Oh right.
Let's say it was Brown, right? Like what does that trade look like to you guys? I was thinking, like, obviously the Portland thing is the obvious one with third pick, and then Houston with the fourth pick. Is there another one out there that we're missing?
For draft capital for Brown?
I mean, you can get Jalen Green in the fourth pick, or can you get Anthony Simons in the third pick, like those kind of things? Or
if you can get Simons in the third, I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Do that? Yeah, I think I might do that too.
But then if you do that, Boston's almost like, you know, they're going backwards a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You're going younger, less experience when they're already close. So that's why I don't see it.
Yeah, and then the flip side of that is I don't know if a star for star trade that would make much sense.
Is there? He's an Atlanta kid. Is there a trade with the Hawks? Because the Hawks have been like dying to do something. Obviously, I don't think it'd be like Trae Young for Jaylen Brown, but I don't know. Is that like a team?
That's pretty interesting.
Is that a team? Because they've been looking to trade a bunch of guys on that team. John Collins, obviously, and you know.
Atlanta's primed for making a move. I don't think they're built right.
Right. So
how about this one? Jaylen Brown and Time Lord for Vucevic and Levine.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting.
Who says no?
You know, the way Boston played.
Chicago's got to throw a pick in, maybe.
Oh, you think Chicago would want more?
Maybe.
Yeah, right.
Boston, the way they played, they just jacked up threes. There was no post game at all.
I know.
I don't know. It was really so. I kind of like that Chicago. It's interesting. I don't know what Boston.
Yeah,
Boston all screwed up because now when you trade a player, it seems like you need to get back 5 picks. But I don't know what Boston would do with picks. You know?
Right.
I don't know. I kind of like Tony's Jalen for Trae, kind of a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. And then you just
crazy?
Give the keys to Murray. Trae in Boston. You know, he likes that. He likes that. That stage? You know, that type of stage.
Atlanta probably has to give up more.
Yeah, I would think so.
Maybe John Collins needs to be included, but I don't think those two want to play together anymore.
Right.
I think I kind of think what Boston was missing was like they don't have like their big guys like played great for the most part, like but they kind of like they're so one dimensional. Like Horford is going to give you that little 3-point shot or a hook shot and that's it, and then you know Robert Williams is just going to be like a rim runner. Like they didn't have like any big guy that could kind of create his own shot a little bit off the dribble, guy you can kind of throw it to. Like they didn't have that, so that's kind of what they're missing.
Also, you know, I know everyone's saying like the Tatum injury. I just thought Miami played again. back to the Heat culture and the way Spoelstra coaches, I thought they defended him really well. They gave him fits.
I just
good at.
Yeah, no, exactly what you said. I was kind of headed that way. Like, I think I even said this during the Knicks series. Like, the Heat, they're a grown ass team, right? They're mature. They go to work, so to speak. They're well coached, maybe the best coached in the league. And the Celtics, I don't know.
They made good teams look really bad.
Yeah,
right.
They're smart.
They made the Bucks look foolish, and then when we played them, everyone kind of was doing same old Knicks. Like, but I know our team was good. Our team was good.
They were, yeah.
And they gave us trouble. And Boston, man, they just embarrassed them like in their own home court. They win 3 times in Boston. That's
I feel like Miami just kind of drags you in the mud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like watch them and you're like, it doesn't look great, but somehow all of a sudden it's the fourth quarter and it's like a 3-point game and you're like, oh, fuck, how did this happen?
They weren't nervous at all in Game 7.
Right.
And I'm waiting for Jason Tatum. I was waiting him before the series started. I was really excited to see him because I thought he was going to maybe have his little like Allen Iverson Kobe moment where he's dropping 40 a game. But he couldn't get off. He couldn't get that. Miami really played really, really good defense. And it's not like Butler went crazy either. It was like a whole team effort. Like Caleb Martin was almost MVP.
He should have been.
I think he should have
Yeah.
been.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you got effort from. They only played like 7 guys, right? Because Love, he didn't see the floor at all. Against the Knicks, he started. He played a ton. He didn't play at all.
I forgot he was on the team this series.
I know he didn't. It was Lowry and
Robinson.
Robinson, who really stepped up. My God, Duncan Robinson, man, that guy was horrible last year after he got paid, and then I don't even think he did much during the regular season this year. But the playoffs, he's been phenomenal. And then a little Ewing theory, no Hero. I mean, they probably don't want to bring his ass back.
No
Game
Harrow,
3 they're saying.
no Oladipo.
Yeah.
They really
Shout out to Bam, who I think the numbers don't always tell the story with him, but like what he does, like with the defense,
he comes on.
His ability, he just switches on everybody. It's crazy. So
is he only like 6'9" too? Right? He's not even that tall.
Crazy.
Yeah. He's a great screener too. Never moves either, ever.
He actually, I think he did get called one time last night.
They started it, yeah. I think in the Game 6 of the Knicks, they started calling it, and then Boston they called it a few times. But yeah, it's the theory. Like they're not going to call it every single time, so just do it every single time.
He looks like a right tackle.
It's a benefit.
Yeah. But yeah, they're just a well-oiled machine, and it's all after Pat Riley.
Do you give them any chance against Denver?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet the Nuggets sweep.
That bet does look intriguing. I'm gonna say, are we on to prediction time? Should we just do it? Let's just do it. Fuck it.
Sure.
All right, I'll go. I'm gonna say Nuggies in. Nuggies in 7. I'm saying this is going 7. I think the Heat are just. I don't know. They keep surprising me. I'm not gonna fall for it anymore. Nuggets in 7.
Okay. Yeah, I say Nuggets in 6. I don't think there's gonna be many blowouts. Maybe Game 1, Game 2, but I think every game, like Adam said, it's gonna be one possession in the fourth quarter. Almost every game. I hope that's what we get. I don't want I don't want a sweep. I want
a good series. Yeah. Absolutely.
This Miami Heat team is like a bunch of cockroaches. They won't die. They're zombie Heat.
Bunch of cockroaches.
If Anthony Davis can't stop Jokic, can anybody? You know what I mean? Like he's much. Can Bam Adebayo slow him down? I don't.
Remains to be seen.
It's a tough one because these guys, every series, I'm like they're gonna get killed. They're gonna be.
I know.
You keep winning. Oh man. Let me say Nuggets in 6.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going Nuggets in 4, and I think Jokic is good. Honestly, I think he's gonna like at the end of this series, we're gonna be like, that was the single greatest finals performance of all time.
Okay.
Because they don't have anybody like. I know Spoelstra is a great schemer, but like I don't know what they're going to do. Like if you can't really help on him, right? Because then you're going to give all these shooters wide open threes, but then if you're going to leave him on an island without a bio, he's going to score 40. So I think we're going to see like 35, 18, and 12 as like an average for the entire series, and I think they're going to sweep.
Okay. I mean, also this zone that works so well against the Celtics, is it going to work against the Nuggets?
Well, I doubt it, because the thing with like the Knicks, right? They were basically all perimeter with Randall Hobbled, right? He wasn't scoring on the inside as well.
Right.
But Denver has a big man who can score, and Jokic obviously, but he can start from the top of the key. Like he's a perimeter for everything.
It's like a point guard.
And they have wings who can shoot, and they have a guard. Like they have every single level that can do stuff. And rebounding, Gordon, who's going to guard him? You can't put Caleb Martin on him.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like Denver's big. Like Miami, they trap glass, and at the end of the game, you're like, I don't know how they stay in it with these rebounding battles, but man, the Nuggets are just so much bigger.
Yeah,
so much bigger.
Yeah, even Murray. Isn't Murray like 6'7"? You wouldn't think it, but he's a pretty big guy.
Yeah, isn't that right? 6'5", 6. Yeah,
like Porter's like 6'10", right?
Yeah, he's big. KCP.
Hope is pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah, they got guys who could just guard on the wing there. I feel like I'm missing someone, but yeah, they're
Bruce Brown.
Bruce Brown, yes, exactly. They got tons of guys like that, and Mike Malone is a great coach. He's probably top 5 coach in the league, right?
And they never lose that. They never lose in that building.
They never lose at home. Yeah, I don't think they've lost at home.
Never lose at home.
Yeah, in the playoffs. So.
We're gonna have an emergency pod when Miami wins Game 1.
Watch, yeah.
That's all they do. They steal home. They steal Game 1. They steal home court. That's all they do.
That's why I'm saying I'm not falling for it with the Heat. That's why I say 7. But I don't know.
I'm thinking if Jimmy Butler guards, is he gonna guard Murray?
That's the thing. Yeah, who's guarding who?
Who's guarding who? Right.
Like,
they might have a little trouble matching up with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Well, they could put Bruce Brown, KCP. They could put one of those two guys.
Yeah, maybe throw Gordon at him too.
They'll put Pope and Gordon on him.
Yeah, I mean they could throw guys, but yeah, it's gonna be the Heat are already there, right? They what was it before the game? One of you guys sent the tweet that they got the jet headed to Denver. To Mile High, probably to get used to the air and all that. It's smart, because that shit can really fuck with you. So they'll be well prepared for that. And
so if Denver wins the series, they'll have beaten an 8 seed in round 1, a 4 seed in round 2, a 7 seed in the conference finals, and then an 8 seed again in the NBA championship. So. I would think that I don't want to say it's an easy road, but like seed wise, that's got to be the lowest seeding any team has ever gone through, right?
Yeah,
like 2 8 seeds in playoffs.
What was weird though is like I don't know. I feel like these 8 seeds are not like real 8 seeds. Yeah,
right.
And the Lakers weren't like a real 7 seed, so it's tough. It's tough to say.
That's true too. Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I had a thought. I forget what I was gonna say. But yeah, should be good. So Thursday night, was it Thursday, Sunday, and they're basically doing it then what, Wednesday? How are they spreading this out?
Probably Wednesday.
Yeah, they're just gonna drag.
So does the game start at 9:30?
I hope not.
Let me see. Let me check this out.
I hope it's just 8:30. Even though I'm not crazy about 8:30, but whatever. It is what it is.
9:30 is tough, but gotta do what you
I don't
gotta
think it's
do.
ever that late. It's not like the college national championship. That's always like the latest game, I feel like. Right? The national championship for college. It's always like the latest. But yeah, too bad Markieff Morris isn't still on the Heat.
I know. I saw that replay today.
Crazy.
Yeah. I totally forgot about that.
Dude.
So dirty.
Game one is Thursday, 8:30.
8:30.
Oh, 8:30.
And
Okay.
Denver is an 8.5-point favorite. That's a huge spread.
Wow.
Just like last night, basically.
Jesus. Okay.
What's the series line if you just bet the series without the sweep?
I think it's like
3-1?
450.
4-1. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Monday.
I think they said it's the second largest odds since Golden State versus Cleveland for the series win.
Wow.
Yeah. And when it was like minus 1,000.
Jesus. Yeah. But yeah, that was last year, right? Where that happened with Markieff Morris and Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joker like clothesline. Jeez, he like came
And then-
from behind. It was pretty dirty.
And then Harrow was like, I feel like he's going to do something.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
he
dude.
ran away.
What's that?
Does he come back?
Game 3 that they're aiming for.
Okay.
But like,
Okay.
But like,
what's the point?
what do you do?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to ramp him up, and you're just going to throw him into a finals game? Like, it's going to be tough. He wouldn't play more than 10 or 15
that might be
minutes.
like
He can't.
It might be like a in case of emergency break glass kind of deal. Like if they lose both games by 20, like okay, let's mix this up with Harrow.
Yeah. Like maybe they're shooting horribly. They need some 3-point shooting. I don't know, some bullshit like that. But
Because if you put him for a lot of minutes, then you're taking Strus and Martin minutes away, right? Rob, like someone is going to take a lot less minutes, and those guys have been playing so well.
yeah, Lowry. Even Lowry's been,
Work.
he's been solid. Yeah, he'd be taking his minutes away. So, yeah, it's gonna be, hopefully it's a good series.
Yeah, it looks like I'm on Real GM right now. It says Tyler Hero targeting Game 3 return.
Game
so that
3.
means he's coming back. That's like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he won't be a factor.
Yeah.
And then it also says Jaylen Brown, Celtics considered likely to sign Supermax. So, okay. We'll see about that. And then Celtics expected to retain Joe Mazzulla. They need to hire a coaching staff to help this guy.
Yeah, I was just about to bring this up because, they almost came back and won the series. Obviously, during the year, it seemed like he coached pretty well, but he was definitely overmatched by Spoelstra, like 100%. So I think he's going to get, I don't know, maybe they'll see where he's at by like mid-year. Actually, they wouldn't make a move mid-year. That they'd have to be like really out of it, and I don't think that's going to happen. But he probably has 1 year to get back. Basically, he has to get to the finals next year, right? Or he's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be the expectation for them going forward. I mean, they made the finals last year. They go to Game 7 this year.
Yeah.
And I mean, for everybody, it's like this season's such a huge disappointment. Like they were in the same spot last year in the Game 7, and Jimmy Butler had a chance to tie the game. It's all very similar. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely. Yeah, it was so close last year. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, and it looks like Nick Nurse is probably going to the Sixers. Is that happening?
That's done.
I think it's done.
Oh, it's already done?
Yeah, they came to agreement. Yep.
What?
Was it yesterday, right?
Oh, I must have missed that. Okay.
Woj said that he could have taken either job, the Suns job or the Sixers job, and he picked the Sixers job, which I was surprised by.
Interesting.
I had the same feeling, and then I thought about it for a second, and I was like, wait, that sounds right. Like, why would you want to go coach Durant?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Good point.
So what does this mean? This probably changes nothing for Harden. I don't think he gives a shit. But I gotta think Embiid will probably. I don't see him asking out. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
what they do.
he'll be back.
Yeah, and then the Raptors' assistant coach was it Adrian Griffin is coaching the Bucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
God.
So he's a first-time head coach.
First timer.
Interesting. That's kind of risky.
And then I'm reading it now. Suns narrow coaching search to Doc Rivers, Frank Vogel,
Oh.
Kevin Young.
And who was the last one?
Vogel?
Well, it's Doc Rivers, Frank Vogel, and Kevin Young.
Okay.
Man, they gotta stop. They gotta stop with this Doc Rivers stuff.
I know. It's
Come on.
like, won a championship a million years ago.
This is what. So I think like Doc has become kind of like a retread, and he probably needs to go to TV or disappear for a while so that we can like remember that he is the good coach, and then eventually he gets his next big job.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he should, if they're going to keep Missoula, right? Why don't they make Doc Rivers the highest paid assistant coach and just bring him back to Boston and help hit? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he could be a head coach.
Actually, for the Celtics, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're really high on Missoula. The only thing is that he doesn't have the experience, and this team is kind of too advanced for his arc right now, or his career path. The way it is. So, I don't know. I think bringing Doc in would help, but that's if Doc, can't get a head coaching job. He might go to TV, but also I don't want to hear that voice on TV for long periods of time.
Yeah. Not a fan. So what's that leave for Kenny Atkinson? What other jobs are out there?
I did see that the front runner for did you see the Toronto Raptors job?
Oh no. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, obviously that's open.
Is it Jerry Stackhouse?
Two-time MVP Steve Nash.
Oh yes, which is a great fit. He's obviously from. I think he's from Ontario.
Yeah, you know what?
He's a hoser.
He's kind of like that Missoula. Maybe he's very young in it, right? He's very green.
Yeah.
So maybe give him a team like that, and he could do well.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the fit. Obviously, from the area. So interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Kenny Atkinson is probably out of luck, right?
Yeah, who's left? Are we missing somebody?
Or maybe Kenny might get the Knicks job when Paul fires Tibbs.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, he might be holding out for something like that. Or if the Nets move on, Magic comes back to the Nets, that'd be funny. He'd welcome him right at him.
Yeah, then sign D'Angelo Russell. We'll just reboot that.
Bring it back. Let's go.
While we're on the Kenny Atkinson and Golden State Warriors, Bob Myers left.
Yeah. End of an era.
Big.
End of an era.
Huge.
Blow it up.
They were saying he didn't want to leave Curry and Clay and Draymond. He's really close to them. So maybe they're going to start entertaining and doing some stuff.
It's so funny, though, because they're they did win it last year. It's not like it's been a few years or 5 years. Right. You know what I mean? There's got to be something still there, unless maybe Kerr is just he sat down and was like, yeah, maybe you should blow it up. I don't know.
I think the new CBA was basically designed, I think, to basically end this dynasty for the Warriors.
Yeah, I didn't look into that. Did you listen to Simmons and Russillo talk about it? I turned it off.
No, I didn't. But I've heard a couple different. I've heard Windhorst talk about it. I've heard a couple different takes on it. But I know that after a certain point, you have to start your draft pick moves to the last pick in the draft, and you have to start giving stuff up, and you lose all these exemptions and stuff like that. And they them getting Durant and getting that roster spot was basically a loophole because of the cap spike, and then the ability to just trade Durant for D'Angelo Russell, who they didn't even want, just so they could keep that money available, and then use that to get Wiggins. That spot that shouldn't have been available to them. So when they implemented this, and now they have Jordan Poole and that big money, they almost have no choice but to do something. They're not going to be able to pay Draymond and keep Poole, and that's also why they traded Wiseman. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with them. I think Poole for sure gets traded. I just don't know. I don't know what the fit's going to be, and I don't know if they're going to get much back for him. It might be he might be a good buy low guy for a team. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, it's going to be fascinating what happens with that team. This might be it.
And the Venera. Yeah, because they can't keep Green and Poole together, right? It's impossible.
Right.
Yeah, Green actually said on his podcast also that he thinks that the fight at the beginning of the year kind of fucked up the whole year.
He admitted it?
I agree.
Yeah, he admitted it.
Okay.
Yeah, he said it was never felt right.
Yeah.
He knocked him out on video.
No, I believe it. Yeah.
It's kind of like when Kendall killed that kid in season 1. You're gonna come back. You're gonna pay for that. You're gonna
Yeah,
pay.
eventually that's gonna bite you in the ass.
Oh no, that didn't happen. I didn't. It
didn't happen,
Didn't
though,
happen. Oh, poor Kendall.
But I never in a million years would have thought that this is what we would have got, like, for NBA Finals wise. Like, I of all the teams in the West, I would have, like, Denver would have been my 5th pick probably.
Yep.
And Miami also would have been like 7 or something like that. Like, it would have been down the line. I can't believe we got this too.
Well, what
Because
was,
I went.
what was our predictions?
I looked back at mine. I looked back at mine, and I just, like, I didn't have these two. And I was looking at the way the other teams were, and there were so many other teams that just looked, better on paper, or potential better. Like,
pretty sure mine was Warriors Bucks. Almost positive that was mine.
Wait, are we talking
preseason?
Like, yeah, who we picked
like,
in, like, the beginning of the year.
start.
Yeah, to be in the finals.
Yeah, I don't want to repeat.
I think Milwaukee
I had-
and Lakers.
Okay.
I had Sixers and Warriors.
Okay.
I had Pelicans Nets. A little bit short there. Yeah.
Disaster.
Whatever, they both made the playoffs. So,
Yeah.
Pelicans playing, but
They might take away your media.
Yeah, that's it.
access.
I'm uncredentialed.
you were real high on the Pels. But they had some bad luck.
Do you think Wembanyama is going to end the Ukraine-Russia war tonight? Or not?
He will bring diplomacy to the Ukraine-Russian. Yeah,
He's actually the new CEO of Waystar.
yeah, I was about to say. They gave it a Wemby.
The Spurs over under next year 79.5.
Jesus.
That's gonna be fun. I want to see how they construct their team, because I have a feeling that they're gonna be aggressive in surrounding that kid with some, like, vet talent.
Yeah, could you see, like, a legit star, like, forcing his way there, like, actually wanting to play with this kid, or is it, like, too soon for that?
No, I don't think. I think it's too soon for that, but probably, like, they will be aggressive in getting veterans back. Like, I was thinking they had DeMar DeRozan, right, for a couple of years. Like, that would be a good piece to add back.
Yeah.
They had those 3 unprotected Hawks first that they got for Murray.
Ooh.
Oh, yep.
So that could be useful in a potential trade down the line this year.
Yeah. And they got, what was it, Keldon Johnson? Who's not bad. It's pretty good.
Can you get Rudy Gobert for cheap now, because his contract is big and maybe that was a mistake on their part?
Yeah. Get the Twin Towers go. The French, the Eiffel Towers, you can call them. I don't know.
I don't like him as a person, but just strictly as his game, like how his game is, he'd be a nice fit on the Knicks.
Ooh, Rudy?
Yeah, I think Josh, what you're saying was probably the smart thing for the T-Wolves to do, but I feel like when a team does that, like, they just dig their heels even deeper. Like, they'll be like, all right, we'll figure this out with Gobert because we traded all these picks for him, and they'll trade somebody else.
Instead of selling, like, admitting that you made a mistake and then selling off.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, we'll trade Towns now. We'll figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping the Towns Knicks thing doesn't really happen.
That trade back to Utah and Minnesota, that's got to be the dumbest trade in maybe sports history.
Oh, it's
and
awful.
it ruined the market for the rest of the league, because now, like, you can't trade a player without getting back 5 picks. Like, that's automatically now the new standard.
It's insane. Like, how is that even? It makes no sense to me. The whole trade 5 picks. You get 5 picks for this guy. I'm like, what?
I almost
Chris Webber, who was, like, one of the best basketball prospects ever in the history. Like, he went for 3 picks. You know what I mean? So now why is Rudy Gobert off a $200 million contract going for 5 picks?
Yeah, it was it was a disaster, Maybe that's why Minnie just kind of runs it back. Like, hey, we gave up all this. Like, we got to get another year out of this mess, I don't know.
Yeah, they could hang their hat on the whole, Towns missed 50 games, so we didn't really get to
that
see
too. Yep, exactly. Even though we all know it's not, I'm sorry. Ant-Man, he's nice, but, like, I don't know. Unless they add some like good pieces on, to support these guys, but I just don't see it. All right, so let's talk Succession finale.
Greatest show of all time?
Not for me. Why is it?
No.
I
don't even think it's in like my top 5, 8. I don't.
I think for me, all the best shows I feel like are like 5 seasons. 4 seasons. It's like, oh man, like we got to get something. Like, can we get like Entourage of eventually they had like a movie. Like, are we getting a movie here? Are we getting some sort of spinoff, like a prequel? Like, what?
Nah.
4 seasons. It's like, oh man, what a tease.
No, I think this is perfect.
It's over. It's over.
It gets tiring after a while. Like how many? It's like Entourage, right? Things go bad, things go good.
Yeah.
They're good. It's like annoying. How many times can we do this like carousel of between the 3 siblings on who's going to get the seat or not? Like I think this is perfect. It was the right amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably why I'm kind of like itching for something is I'd love to see the aftermath of all this. Does Kendall kill himself? Does Shiv and Tom stay together? What does Roman end up doing? How does Waystar get run under Gojo and Lucas Matson and all that? Like, I'm just kind of, I guess I'm curious to see that.
Yeah. There was no closure really. It was all interpretation.
Yeah, open ended. And I, me, like I'm itching for like I think because so one thing I will say about Succession is, in my opinion, the best intro music ever. Like number 1.
Oh, great!
Number 1 for me.
Yes.
Like it's number 1. I'm sorry.
Right
Sopranos
Sure.
is great. Game of Thrones is great. I'm sorry. Succession is number 1.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Tremendous.
It's epic. But what's so great also, not just the music, but the actual visuals too, they give you kind of a glimpse of like the come up of them as little, being little and,
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to like see that. So I'm kind of hoping maybe they do something like that. There's got to be something. I mean,
How about a Connor spinoff?
oh, I love that.
Let's just follow Connor to Sweden or wherever he's going. Slovenia? I forget where
Slovenia.
Yeah.
Like with this long distance relationship.
Yeah, Wilma's just gonna hang back,
You're definitely a content, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm all in on definitely a conhead. But
I thought it was the best ending to a television series since Breaking Bad. I think if Breaking Bad is 1, this is 1A. I thought it was perfect. And I think I'm going to put this show up there as an all-timer.
Wow. It broke your top 5.
It was a masterpiece. I thought it was a masterpiece.
Yeah, I agree with Josh. Perfect ending. Great show. Definitely one of my favorite shows I've ever seen.
I'll put it in my top 10. Definitely. I just think
everything was just so like, it's so smart. It's so like how it was written and how everything was laid out. I actually watched it 2 times, and I think the more you watch it, the more you catch things. So now knowing how it all kind of ends, I want to watch the series again.
Yeah, I want to watch it again.
Yeah, I'd like to go back and
play
watch
it all out.
Yeah.
But listen, all the kids are idiots, right? And they're all pretty much bad people. So I guessed Tom. I didn't know anything, but I just thought he was the one that he was kind of like a good guy. Even though like they all do snaky things to get up there, but I think for Tom, he kind of needed to stand up for himself and be the bad guy finally and take it.
Is he gonna be like the Greg from Matson?
He's the American CEO.
But he's just like a puppet.
So
like
what I thought was, what was really good? It's like so well thought out. When Tom asked Shiv, he's like, "You can never fail a test, right?" Like, do you remember that?
Where were
when
they?
He's having you hate to fail the test or something like that. It's like early on, it was a conversation. Then he has dinner with Matson, right? And when Matson's like kind of going off all over the place, and he's talking about like how he wants to like sleep with Shiv and all of that.
Yeah.
That was a test for Tom.
Oh yeah.
And Tom passed, right? So Tom basically said, "Yeah, well, it's fine. Like, do what I want to be CEO. This is why I'm doing it." Like, if he would have reacted the other way and got mad and like tried to fight him or like said, "No, I'm out," or like anything, then he would know that, because basically Mattson wants a pushover. He wants somebody that
he wants to control. He wants someone he can control. He wants a puppet. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and I think Mattson was bothered by that article about Shiv like really controlling everything if she's the CEO because she's the Roy.
Yeah.
So I thought it's just like
it was
tied together so well.
It was smart. No, it was definitely smart on Mattson's part to go that route. What I don't get is why Shiv did it. She had the power with the vote. She could have had control, and she knew this. But in the end, she ended up not. She wouldn't have total control because Kendall would have been the head honcho. But like she would have had more power than she does now. Now she's just like
I don't know. Are you sure about that?
Oh, so you
think she was tired of? I think she was tired of always being in Kendall's shadow, and she thinks that she would have never had a fair shot. Like
she was already getting pushed out. She was already getting pushed out because it was like two her brothers, the two male guys, were the CEOs, and she was getting like the shaft, right? Like
if anything, I'd say now. I was gonna say if anything, I'd say now she probably has more power because she kind of runs Tom a little bit. Now she could just weasel her way back in there. And
you're right. Yeah, she can have influence through him. She put it in his ear like you should do this, you should do that. Yeah, that's true.
I think she always for the entire series walked all over Tom, and now finally, like when Tom backstabbed her at the end of season 3. And then now he kind of backstabbed her again by being the one to take the CEO seat. Like she's more attracted to. It's like finally Tom's sticking up for himself, and now she like respects him as a man. Because
the power dynamic really flipped in that thing, right?
Yeah. These kids are so fucked from their upbringing. They're so damaged that that in a weird way it probably does turn her on. She likes being almost like rejected in a way. That's what like turns.
Let me ask you this. When they did the whole like kind of the kitchen ceremony, the meal fit for a king, did you think like, all right, Kendall's getting it, like it's done?
No, you kind of knew something was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to be Shiv to kind of backstab him, so to speak, though. I didn't see that coming. I thought something else would happen. But
I thought that they were going to lose. I thought that the siblings were going to lose the company just because the season was ending. The series was ending. So I'm like, all right, I have a feeling that they're not going to end up with it somehow. That was my prediction when I saw that go on.
Yeah. And
so what is that, like Twitter? Is that like Twitter buying Fox News?
Maybe a bigger tech company than Twitter.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
Maybe like Apple. Maybe
like Apple or Google. Yeah, I mean Gojo.
Yeah,
but Gojo seems like it's supposed to be like a. I don't know what it's
media.
Like a Snapchat.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it's supposed to be. They don't really explain it ever, which is kind of interesting. All we know is that there's a lot of fake users in India. Did they ever come to like? Was he
follow up? No.
Yeah, they never followed up on that whole thing that they were lying about the numbers or whatever.
I was surprised the president flaked on the Roy boys.
That the Mencken you talk about?
Yeah, I thought Mencken was going to be in their corner. I was surprised when he flaked.
I think.
Well, I think that's part of it, right? It's because like Roman, he's like, we can talk about Roman a little bit, but like I think Roman is like he's not taken seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
The Grim Weeper.
Grim Weeper.
That's what Mencken says to him. I think he almost was like, oh, like wait, I'm gonna back these guys. Like I don't know.
And I think he was happy Roman to be out of it. He just wants to chill and.
Roman, no,
definitely,
100%.
He was relieved.
Yeah,
he was so relieved.
He was sitting at the bar with his martini, grinning. Yeah,
he was happy.
That's what Jerry always used to drink, martini.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't connect that either.
Good catch. Yeah, I didn't realize that.
What'd you think about the hug? Where he rips open his shirt.
Oh yeah,
the Kendall hug when he's like crying. He's like, Shouldn't it be me? Like, why not me?
Oh yeah.
And he hugs him and he rips open the stitches. That was a weird dynamic.
Yeah. It's yeah, that was sad. I mean, the part where they're all kind of like fighting in the conference room during the vote, and
you knew the dead kid was coming back out. Like, that's just always gonna be there.
Yeah.
Who brought it up? Rome or Shiv?
Shiv, I think Shiv did.
Shiv.
Did you guys have like a rooting interest? Because I felt at the end like I really wanted these kids to get fucked.
I wanted Kendall to be like good.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I was in a way kind of rooting for Kendall. I feel bad for him in a way. I think all these kids are just damaged. They didn't ask for this for this upbringing. You know what I mean? And Kendall wanted it so bad.
I thought it was always the kids are just evil, and like it can't go to them, and that's why like the dad never gave it to them, because he's just like, when he's like, you're not serious people.
Yeah.
He's like, you're a bunch of dopes. That's kind of like, I always just veered toward that. I was like, it's never going to be these kids.
Yeah,
I think they all stopped. The most important scene, like the oh shit moment for me, was right before the board meeting. Kendall gets in the office, right? And it's kind of like, has a lot of parallels to Game of Thrones. He sits in Logan's seat, right?
Yeah.
And he just doesn't look right. Like, he's leaning back. He's not wearing a tie. And it's like the biggest meeting probably of his life. Not wearing a tie. He's leaning back. He puts his feet up on the desk. And I was like, okay, this is not going to happen. This is not going to happen for this dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And Tom always just looks the part. He looks like a CEO.
He does. He's always wearing a suit.
And he's a yes man.
He's a yes man. From always... Yeah,
I loved when he put the sticker on Greg.
Yeah, I started dying when he did that.
That was the best. It's like, I got you.
Yeah, but yeah, his pitch to Matson was, I'm simple, just like basically like, I'm a yes man. I'll do what you want. I'll suck the biggest dick or whatever. Someone said that. And he sucks the biggest dick in the room, something like that. That's just what he is. And yeah, I guess Greg he gets to live, right? I don't know, I guess he'll just be what's he
gonna do?
He'll just be Tom's personal assistant, right? I can see something like that.
What's it? Matson's gonna make his life hell.
Maybe.
Judas is in the room.
Yeah, Judas. Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that theory about Wamsgans, like the name Wamsgans?
Yeah, I did.
So
no.
Okay, so what it is that's such a weird name, right? But if you look up Wamsgans, the person that has that name is this baseball guy, Bill Wamsgans, and he's the first baseball player, first and only, I think, with an unassisted triple play.
Yep.
So if you kind of put that together with like this show, Tom Wamsgans, unassisted triple play, he takes out 3 Roys.
Wow.
And then Shiv's name is Siobhan Shiv. Shiv is a knife, right?
So like a shank. Shanking. Yeah.
Yep.
Stab you in the back kind of thing. So they put those two together.
That's great.
But that would also mean that they had the ending, like, in the beginning, and I really don't think they knew.
Yeah, it's hard to say. But who do you think Logan? I mean, if obviously, I mean, he wanted to sell, so I think obviously none of the kids had a chance really. But do you think just kind of how season 3 ended and how even season 4 started, Tom was like right at his, beck and call, so to speak? You think it would have been played out the same if Logan was alive?
No, I think he just wanted to cash out.
But you think it would have been Mattson and Tom, is what I'm saying? Because
yeah, most likely.
Mattson would have wanted Logan's input on who should be the CEO, I'm sure. So,
if he did have to pick one of the children, I think he would have picked Roman.
Do you think deep down, even after the dick pic and all that, all that?
Yeah, I think Roman knows like his dad would have picked him or wanted him. But 2 things: 1, like he didn't want it, and 2, he's a sicko.
Yeah, what are you, a sick? What are you, one of these sickos? I mean, I guess he mentally and somewhat physically abused all of them at some point. But it sounded like Roman got the brunt of it growing up. It seemed like.
Yeah, because Kendall would always protect him.
Right. Like even I think it was either season 1 or season 2. Logan like he smacks Roman and Kendall's like, you don't do that. Like he like flipped out on him, on Logan.
Right.
So Shiv was never. Was that serious? What was that, season 2 where he was like telling her basically like he wanted her to be it, but like that was never serious, was it?
I think he was like the closest thing to what could be a competent CEO. I think of the 3.
Who?
Shiv,
you think?
Yeah, like Kendall was obviously insane, like completely off the wall, and then Roman is a total basket case, and Shiv was conniving, but at least it seemed like she had the brain for it.
Right. Yeah. Kendall, I think like he says, Dad told me when I was 7 I was gonna, at the Bridgehampton house, whatever. Like I truly believe that growing up, maybe Logan probably did want Kendall to do it. It seems like Connor, he probably never really liked him. I think Connor was probably just always a dope.
He never liked me.
Yeah, he never liked me. I think he was always a dope. I think he never took Connor seriously. But Kendall, I think he kind of did. And then Kendall, see, this is why I want a prequel. When did Kendall go off the deep end? Like, when did he start doing drugs and, really fucking up his life in that way? You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder when that happened, because we never really...
You're my number one boy!
Yeah, you're my number one boy. Exactly. Like, when did that happen? Like, they never really talk about that. Do they?
No.
Like, he got married,
Yeah.
His kids are adopted, I think. But, like, he was married, they adopted 2 kids. Like, when did he go off the deep end, I'm wondering, And why?
Yeah, they didn't explain that at all.
That's why I want like some sort of prequel, but I don't think I'm gonna get it.
I wonder if he's gonna get a lot of different acting gigs after this. What's his name? Jeremy
Strong? He's actually already in. Well, he was in that movie about the 2008 collapse. That was also Adam McKay movie. What the fuck?
Big Short.
Big Short. He's in that.
Oh, that was good. Yeah. Big Short. I think it was in Margin Call. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in that McConaughey movie, that Guy Ritchie movie. He was in that. That was a really good movie. What the fuck's the name of it? The Gentleman. Yeah, he's in that.
I think he's a big theater guy. They were saying
he is. He's like
so.
I
think they all are. I think they all are like theater people, right?
Yeah, Tom has a show coming out, a mini series, I think, on HBO. I saw some preview for it. Whatever his name is in real life. But
I'm always just gonna see him as Tom.
Yeah, a lot of these guys. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot. They're all typecast. Roman's always gonna be Roman. Kieran McCulkin. Before this, he was. I don't know, the dopey brother, and She's All That. Right? What did he do before? Did you guys know that he's in She's All That?
I don't remember him in that.
Oh yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, he's like the brother of like the girl that has the the trans goes from nerd to hot, whatever.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah, and then before that he was in Home Alone. That's playing his brother's actual brother, or his actual brother's brother. But yeah, that's all I've ever seen him in.
The acting was really good.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah,
literally anyone on that show can be nominated for something and win an award. All of them. It's just an incredible cast.
So what the heck? Frank and Carl just they made it through and just get paid crazy.
Yeah.
How did those cockroaches just linger around?
I know. Well, they were with Logan from the beginning. It seems like, right? That's kind of
forever.
What we're led on to believe that they were always.
Frank pushed it through, right? Frank was one of the ones that pushed it through. I was surprised by that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just wanted their payout. I think Carl talked about he wanted to be on a beach. He's like, I want to be in Greece, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
He's like, what?
You're with
finally
Logan?
got a golden parachute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you're with Logan all those years, then he dies. The company's not the same anymore. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
They probably didn't want to work with any of these fools.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So the big question: Does Kendall are we led to believe he kills himself? Or, I mean,
Nah.
yeah.
Still, you're gonna start his own company and do his own thing.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they're all still billionaires. You know?
Multi-billionaires. Yeah, huge billionaires.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Talk about first world problems. Like you just made billions.
Billions.
like by selling.
Yeah.
And now you're considering suicide. Like,
yeah.
What?
Why was the guy following him though, like that?
To make sure.
Because he didn't do anything stupid.
Yeah, he was Logan's security guard, right? So.
That's right.
He asked him to work for him.
That too.
To be his security, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Kendall, maybe he looks at it as like, my life's all fucked up, right? Like, you know, my family doesn't want anything to do with me. I didn't get the ultimate goal was to run this company, and I failed at that. Money,
yeah, like his whole life he wanted that.
That's it. Yeah, from what he 7 years old, his dad told him, and he hung on to that clearly. You know that he was going to be it. So kind of tragic, but that'd be alright.
Yeah,
no resolve. Like have a little resolve. You know, like you have all this money. Like start your own ATM. You know?
Yeah. Go independent. Start a YouTube channel. I don't know.
That's the thing. They can't. None of them could. I think that's the whole point of it.
Right.
None of them are talented. None of them are talented anyway. Yeah.
If they could do it, they would have the dad would have gladly gave it to one of them. But they're all idiots. They're all morons.
Right.
Yeah. The whole show is a tragedy.
Yeah.
I think like it's never meant to be any of the kids and then it shows you like why, because they're all like Roman's a mutant, Kendall killed a person, he's a moron, Shiv is just like backstabbing and conniving and probably just not even like she's smart, but I never thought that she was the smart one to be the CEO of the entire company.
Right. She had no experience. Yeah, she was just getting.
She never cared until the end.
Yeah, if you look at her season 1, she's got like longer hair and she's like dressed like a hippie. Like she's like not in it at all. But yeah,
Tom's perfect for it. Swallowed his own load.
They did.
I think my favorite part of the show is just the dynamic of him and Greg. Like the first scene that in season 1 of Greg and Tom, I think Tom tells him like, hey, come see me at the end. I'll take care of you or something like that. And then that was the final scene of them together.
Yeah.
So, and then throughout every season, they always like slap fight. I think it's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they got in that fight. Yeah, that was so funny.
Hey, would you come see in the bathroom? Hey, would you come see me? Can we talk for a sec in the bathroom?
Yeah.
See, all this talking about we need something here. What would be what would be the ideal spinoff?
I think you'll be fulfilled if you watch it again, because then you'll pick up stuff and you're like, all right, this is why it's like this and that.
Oh no, no, for sure. I believe that. I'm just like I'm like dying to know like how the whole thing plays out, but whatever. It is what it is. I'll get over it.
I think it ended perfectly. Like something.
No, I like the ending. Yeah.
I think if there is a spinoff, it's a prequel.
Yeah, like that's what I'm really. Yeah, I think if you ask me, do I want the prequel or do I want like a movie that's like the aftermath? Give me the prequel. Give me like 4 seasons of that shit. You know what I mean? But yeah,
it's over.
So good.
That's it. Now what's the next show?
Who's the biggest snake in the show overall?
Shiv.
Oh, Shiv,
right?
Yeah.
He's the devil.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
She snaked everybody. Like even in the last episode, she snaked like 4 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It was like a modern day, like the finale was like it was like a modern day Game of Thrones, but it like really reminded me of the Red Wedding, where like everyone dies, like everyone had their own death in their way. You know what I mean? It was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I loved how like every episode they were like, it was like almost like an event. They'd be like at something big, you know, and like sometimes they'd film at like cool area, like they were in Barbados or they were in you know the Hamptons or they were in you know the Cape or I'm trying to think where else they filmed.
There would always
just
be
different
like
places, Italy,
quick,
whatever.
There would always be like 5 or 10 seconds of private jets taking off, and I always thought that was so cool.
Yeah, like I love that how like Kendall's just like, yeah, I just gotta make a quick pit stop. Like, quick pit stop? New York to Barbados and just back?
Yeah.
Like for a night?
You know, Mariella noticed this when we were watching the finale. Usually when you're watching a show like this and like you'll see like one car brand and like if it's like rich people, like everyone's getting picked up in a Mercedes or a Rolls Royce or this. But in this, like even just to go from the airport to their house, it was 3 different car brands, 3 different cars. So I'm assuming they made a ton of money on endorsements with cars and stuff like that. Like that last scene, like I think one went in a Range Rover, one went in a Mercedes, and one went in a BMW. Like 3, like they could have easily taken one car. They were going to the same place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, they took 3 separate private jets there too.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. Also,
Kendall, Shiv, and Roman down there. Yeah, insane. What we talked about this, I think, on another pod. What is Logan's net worth supposed to be? Like 18 billion, right? Or was it something like that? Or 20 billion? We looked up Rupert Murdoch, so we were kind of comparing it to that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, what is Elon like worth? Isn't he like 200 billion or something? Or
yeah, I think it was 100, and he spent 40 on Twitter.
Like fucking insane. Like, so look how rich these kids are. Like the Roys, whatever. But then look at just someone just Elon Musk, you know, or
193 billion.
That's Elon.
Yeah.
Yeah, absurd. And then, you know, Bezos is probably right there. And then there's princes, right, in the Middle East that are probably worth even more than that. They just don't disclose it.
Well,
like these oil tycoons.
Yeah, it's infinite. they're infinite money.
Infinite money. Or the Rothschilds, whatever that, you know, that whole thing is. Yeah, it's crazy.
What do you think the number is where it doesn't even matter anymore?
Shit.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, like, what's the difference? What's the difference really between 40 and 200?
Right.
I know, right? Because even a billion.
Yeah, even one. Maybe that's the number. 1 billion.
1
like
billion
is
is insane.
Yeah.
Compared to 1 billion, compared to 1 million, it's like there's like this thing where like, oh god, what is it like showing the difference between $1 million and $1 billion? Like it would take you this many years to.
Yeah, when they compared to the time, the
seconds, yes.
Yeah, what it's equivalent to. Yeah, you kind of really see the picture.
Yeah, between $1 million and $1 billion, it was like you couldn't. Yeah, it's an absurd number. But yeah,
a lot of monies.
Anything else on Succession?
I think that's it. I think that's everything, right?
Yeah,
covered it.
It's the whole enchilada. Anything else going on in sports or culture or anything we didn't cover? Aaron Rodgers at Taylor Swift concert?
Yeah, he's a huge Swiftie.
Big Swiftie.
I didn't expect that. I didn't see that coming.
I could believe it though. I mean, because I saw a few days before that, Portnoy was like gushing over the Taylor Swift concert. He was like all over social talking about it, how amazing it was.
She's insanely popular.
Yeah, and those ticket
She
prices.
might be. Yeah, she might be number one, like hottest ticket from any entertainer
at this point.
Right now?
Yeah, right now for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
He's loving living here, huh? Roger, so far.
It seems like it. On Molly at the Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah, Miles Teller.
DeAndre Hopkins.
I think the Giants should. I don't know how much money they have left.
You can't pay him $19 million before you pay Saquon or give the extension to like Thomas or Andrew Thomas. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that makes sense.
I don't know. I don't want to pay that much money for him.
You could sign 5 more wide receiver 4s though.
But you guys don't like Paris Campbell?
Yeah. The thing is with that, I think with that system, it doesn't really matter. Like Dable's gonna get dudes open, so if you don't have to spend a lot of money on it, it's like don't.
I guarantee
right?
that's their logic. Yeah, I guarantee that's their logic.
And they'll get people open,
Yeah.
especially with Waller.
They just upgraded their draft room, so maybe they don't have enough money. They got new TVs and tables. And...
Tight budget.
I hope the Mariners are patient because, I hope they don't have like exorbitant expectations for this year because I think there's a good chance they might they might be better than last year and still take a step back just because of the schedule and the way things broke last year. But we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
But
maybe Dable could be McAdoo Part 2. No, but he's a good. Like, you can tell he's a really good coach.
Yeah.
No,
they're gonna be competitive.
I hope Hopkins doesn't go to like any of our rivals. That would really suck if you went to Dallas or you went to Philly, or for you guys if you went to Miami or Buffalo. Or even New England. That would suck.
It sounds like Buffalo.
New England, yeah. Well, they said Buffalo Schefter today that he's going to go to the highest bidder basically, and Buffalo doesn't have that money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're
what about
they're thinking Cleveland or Kansas City. They're going to like that. Yeah.
Baltimore
reunite with Watson. I think Baltimore. I mean, they drafted Flowers in the first round. They got Beckham, Bateman. I don't think they're really in a huge need for him. You got Andrews. That's a lot of.
It's gonna be
people.
It's gonna be KC. The rich get
KC
richer.
needs. Yeah, for sure. Him and Kelsey and the Joker.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, anywhere but Buffalo. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. Or obviously anywhere in the AFC East, but yeah. So, but
it's 100 days of football. That's it.
Oh shit. Okay.
And the NBA draft right around the corner.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Next pod might be the Tuesday before, or maybe a week before that.
So the next pod, the finals might still be going on, because I think the game 5 would be that Monday, and then if we go Tuesday, so we'll see. Yeah, finals might still be going, or it might be over. If we get that sweep at them. And then the draft, I think, is the week after that. Draft is what, the 22nd?
Yeah,
Thursday, 22nd.
Where is it? Is it Brooklyn still?
Yeah, it's at the Clays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always, right? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll definitely talk about the draft next time. Have some thoughts. Talk about the finals and whatever else is going on in the world. But
for sure.
All right, guys.
I'm the eldest.
You're my number one boy.
Take care. Go, yeah.
Peace.
Peace.